Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats as we're about to begin. Thank you. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the House of Basketball and welcome to the qualification rounds and regular season draw of Basketball Champions League. 56 clubs will start this third season of Basketball Champions League, some of them in exactly 70 days with the first round of qualifications, and all of those teams with the hope to be crowned champions within the first weekend of May. 30 teams will first fight in qualifications, with 6 of them eventually joining the regular season and the 26 teams that they have been already qualified. With a total of 300 games, we will for sure enjoy great stories and create lasting memories for another season. But in order for this basketball journey to begin, those 56 clubs need to know how the European road will be paved. This question, ladies and gentlemen, will be answered today. As you can tell, it will be a morning filled with passion and emotion, 2 of the Basketball Champions League trademarks. So let's get a taste of what happened during the last season that ended only a couple months ago.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's game day 1. We are set to get underway.
Oh, that has got to be the play of the week.
Throws it down.
Oh, beautiful hands, and watch out.
Here he comes.
Oh my goodness gracious. Did you see that?
Here comes Des Wells. Can go all the way. Bam!
That's unbelievable. Doldica's bounce pass. Oh, the dog. Behind the back pass. Oh my goodness gracious.
Uh-oh, punter gets into the lane. And takes the shot.
That's it, folks. Ball game. I have done the improbable.
Great images indeed from what has been an action-filled second season. Speaking of action, I believe it is time to put the Basketball Champions League trophy back into play. But before we do that, before we welcome the title holder, bringing us the trophy back from Athens, Greece, let's review their season on the court.
James goes in the lane. Oh, he puts it over Bravo with 2 seconds remaining. Harris kicks out. She goes up for 3. It's good. It's good. I might have just saved the Basketball Champions League. Mike Green kicks it out. Puts up 3. Oh baby. Oh baby. David Blitzer. Big 3. Ike are going through.
It's the Basketball Champions League semifinal between UCAM Murcia and the hosts Ike Athens. It's Ike win at 77-75. This is the Basketball Champions League final between Monaco and Ike.
That's it, folks. Ball game. Ike, they have won 194 to lift the Basketball Champions League trophy.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on stage Mr. Dragan Sakota, head coach of basketball for last season and winner of the second Basketball Champions League. Hello, Mr. Sakota. Thank you for being here with us today. So, Mr. Sakota, we watched this emotional journey and victory in those previous video. How was it for you to win this trophy?
Easy. Of course, it was very, very emotional, and will stay forever like this. I think everybody who were in the gym will remember this forever, especially Ike people. And also we remember that was exactly after 50 years, winning the first trophy for us was something special. So the best emotions and the best memories will stay forever.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sakota. Now, every victory, as we all know, deserves a reward. Therefore, to give the €1 million prize, please welcome Mr. Marcus Studer, Chairman of the Basketball Champions League. I can take this. A big round of applause, please, for AEK's victory. Thank you very much. It is now time to start the draw, ladies and gentlemen. To this end, I will welcome on stage Mr. Patrick Komninos, CEO of the Basketball Champions League.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and a warm welcome to the House of Basketball. We have now received the impressive trophy of the competition, and we have handed to AEK the check for €1 million that represents the prize money for winning. This, in effect, concludes the 2017-2018 season that, in only the second year of the Basketball Champions League, saw hundreds of thousands of fans watch the games in the arenas and millions of them follow the competition on social media. All of us look at these impressive numbers with both a sense of pride, but more importantly, a great sense of responsibility, since the Basketball Champions League is proposing a new model of a European club competition that services the interests and the needs of the thousands of basketball players and the hundreds of clubs around the continent. Today, 56 of these clubs are present here, eagerly awaiting to find out who their opponents will be in the upcoming season. These 56 clubs, representing 28 countries around Europe, have all earned the right to be here tonight. They deserve our congratulations, as they have entered the Basketball Champions League because of their outstanding achievements in their respective domestic leagues. Out of these 56 clubs, 44 of them were ranked in the top 5 of their leagues, 19 of them winning the national title. They are, without a doubt, some of the very best, and they have demonstrated this on the courts during the last year. These 56 clubs will participate today in the various stages of the qualification rounds and the regular season draws. Let us now see how these draws will be conducted.
The Basketball Champions League is a pan-European competition where clubs participate following success in their domestic leagues. But how does it work? From the start of the qualifying rounds, 300 games will be played over 9 months. 56 teams from 28 countries will compete. Out of those 56 teams, 26 have directly qualified for the regular season. The remaining 30 will participate in the qualification rounds. 24 teams will compete in qualification round 1. They will be split into 4 pots of 6, according to clubs and country ranking, and drawn into pairs, to face each other on a home and away basis, with the 12 winners reaching qualification round 2, where they will face each other on a home and away basis. The 6 winners will reach qualification round 3, where they will again face 6 new teams home and away. And the 6 winners will qualify for the regular season, joining the 26 directly qualified teams. The 32 teams will then be split into 4 groups of 8. Each team plays the other team in its group home and away. The top 4 from each group will participate in the playoffs. The playoffs in spring sees the round of 16, where teams will again face each other home and away, and quarter-finals narrowing down the field until only the final 4 are remaining. The thrilling climax to the competition will be held over one weekend, the 3rd to the 5th of May, when one team will make history and lift the Basketball Champions League trophy.
Very clear and simple. So, we have now seen the technical explanation of the draw, which will require, as usual, the assistance of some distinguished guests. Today, we will be honoring and inviting on stage to be part of the proceedings representatives of some of these champions that we already referred to. 6 of these champions have already secured their places directly into the regular season of the Basketball Champions League. Let's find out who these are. Some impressive images from domestic league success around Europe. So, we can now start with the draw for the qualification round 1, and I will now invite on stage Mr. Arkadiusz Lewandowski from Anwil, recent champions of Poland, and Monsieur Mathieu Follin from Ostende, winners of the title in Belgium for the last 7 seasons. Gentlemen, welcome, and thank you to both of you. This stage of the draw includes 24 clubs that have been placed and seeded in 4 different pots according to the Basketball Champions League club and country ranking. Let's find out who these clubs are. In pot 1, we will have Antwerp from Belgium, Aris from Greece, Avtodor Saratov from Russia, Bakken Bears from Denmark, CSM Oradea from Romania, and Estudiantes from Spain. In pot B, we will have Donar Chroniken from Netherlands, Lukoil from Bulgaria, Nizhny Novgorod from Russia, Spirou Charleroi from Belgium, Zolno Kiolaj from Hungary, and Smoky Minsk from Belarus. In pot C, we will have Cantu from Italy, FC Porto from Portugal, Hapoel Tel Aviv from Israel, Shaulai from Lithuania, Sigal Pristina from Kosovo, and Torun from Poland. And in pot D, we will have AEK Larnaca from Cyprus, Dinamo Tbilisi from Georgia, Fribourg from Switzerland, Karhu from Finland, Leicester Riders from Great Britain, and Norrköping from Sweden. According to the draw principles, we will see teams from pot D be drawn first and playing the first game at home on September 20th. Their opponents will be drawn from pot A and will play the return leg at home on September 22nd. So, let's start with the draw with Arkadiusz next to me, shuffling and selecting the first ball from pot D. You start, you shuffle, and then once we have the team, Mathieu will select their opponent from pot A. So, the first team drawn, you can show it proudly. The first team drawn is the Leicester Riders from the UK, the first British club to enter the Basketball Champions League. And, thank you very much, we shuffle and we find their opponents. So, Bakken Bears, the champions of Denmark, they just won their 16th title. Also an impressive participation in Europe last year. They reached the semi-finals of the FIBA Europe Cup. So we already have our first pair for qualification round 1. The Leicester Riders will face Bakken Bears. Let's continue. We didn't go very far this time, just around the corner, Fribourg Olympique from Switzerland. They have just won their 17th title. They haven't been in Europe for the last 10 years, so we welcome Fribourg to the Basketball Champions League. Their opponents, Avtodor Saratov from Russia. They participated in the Basketball Champions League in 2016-17, reaching the playoff stage. We continue. The next team is AEK Larnaca, champions of Cyprus. This is their 4th title for AEK Larnaca, and they will find out their opponent, Mathieu. Antwerp from Belgium. They were runners-up in the Belgian league, and around March they had a very impressive arena record, 17,250 spectators watching a game in Antwerp. So we now are halfway through. We can continue. The next team drawn is Dinamo Tbilisi from Georgia, their 6th title. A club that has had historic success in Europe. They won the Champions Cup back in 1962. Let's continue. And their opponents will be Aris from Greece, Aris, they're the third season with us in the Basketball Champions League, and they have already won 3 European titles in their history. So that's the next pair. We can continue. Norrköping, the Norrköping Dolphins, champions of Sweden. They just won their 5th title in Sweden. Thank you, Arkadiusz. Let's move. Mathieu. The opponents of Norrköping will be Estudiantes from Spain. 2nd season with us in the Basketball Champions League. They also started in the qualification round last year, reaching the regular season. So now, last one. If things have gone well, this should be from Finland. Well done, Arkadiusz. Good. So, Karhu, the champions of Finland. It's their first ever title, so congratulations to Karhu. And the champions of Romania, CSM Oradea, they also played in the Basketball Champions League in 2016-17. So, this concludes the first part of the qualification round 1. Let's remember the pairs. The Leicester Riders will face Bakken Bears. Fribourg Olympique will face Avtodor Saratov. AEK Larnaca will face Antwerp. Dynamo Tbilisi will face Aris. Norrköping will face Estudiantes. And Karhu will face CSM Oradea. Each pair, as you can see, has been assigned a game number from 1 to 6. These numbers will be used for the draw in the qualification round 2. So, we have now replaced the pots. 1 second. See, 1 second, Arkadiusz, you're very eager. We have now, it's the excitement of the Basketball Champions League. We have now replaced the pots and are ready to continue with the second part of the draw. Teams from pot C will now be drawn first, and they will play the first game at home versus teams that will be drawn from pot B from Arkadiusz's side. So now, we are ready to start. We can shuffle and start. So, the first team to be drawn is Cantu, newcomers to the Basketball Champions League, but certainly not newcomers to Europe. They have 12 international trophies already. Let's continue. Let's find out who the opponents of Cantu will be. Szolnoki Olaj from Hungary, the champions of Hungary, their 8th title. So, let's move on. Arkadiusz, thank you. The next team to be drawn is Hapoel Tel Aviv from Israel. They already have 5 domestic titles and 4 cups. Very good. Let's continue. Find out who their opponents will be. They will face Spirou Basket Charleroi from Belgium. They finished 3rd this season in the Belgian league, but they have 10 titles, 10 domestic titles to their credit already. Šiauliai from Lithuania, a very historic club. They have been in the top 5 positions in Lithuania for the last 15 seasons. Their opponents will be Lukoil from Bulgaria. They just won the title, their 19th in their illustrious history. So we can now continue. We already have half of the pairs. Next one is your countryman from Torun, from Poland, newcomer to the Basketball Champions League. They finished 3rd this regular season in the domestic competition. And let's find out their opponents. Mathieu. So they will face Smoky Minsk from Belarus. They just won their 10th title in Belarus, Smoky Minsk. We continue. 2 pairs left to draw. It is FC Porto from Portugal. They have 12 league titles and 13 cups to their credit, so doing almost as well as their football counterparts. And we continue with Mathieu. The opponents of Porto will be Nizhny Novgorod. Interesting journey. So, Nizhny Novgorod from Russia, it's their second attempt to qualify to the regular season of the Basketball Champions League. This is what Basketball Champions League is all about, from Portugal to Russia. We continue. The last one. It is, rightly so, Sigal Pristina from Kosovo. They have won 13 championships and 13 cups in Kosovo already. And they will be traveling to Groningen in Holland, champions Donald Groningen for the 7th year in their history, and also very successful campaign last year. They went to the semifinals of the FIBA Europe Cup. So this concludes the second part of the qualification round 1 draw. Let's remember the pairs: Cantu versus Solnoki, Hapoel Tel Aviv versus Charleroi, Šiauliai versus Lukoil, Torun versus Smoky Minsk, FC Porto versus Nizhny Novgorod, Sigal Pristina versus Donar Groningen. Again, each pair has once again been assigned a game number, this time from 7 to 12, and these numbers will be used for the draw of the qualification round 2. So it's important to be able to follow these pairs. We can now thank both Arkadiusz and Mathieu for their participation. Thank you very much. And we are ready to proceed with the draw for qualification round 2. Now, let's welcome on stage Mr. Roman Lisac from Olimpia Ljubljana, recent champions in Slovenia, and Mr. Martins Ribens from Ventspils, recent champions of Latvia. Don't be shy. Roman, Martins, welcome. So, at this stage of the draw, we will be drawing numbers, as you saw already from qualification number 1, each representing the pairs that have already been drawn. In front of Roman, on my side, we have the unseeded teams from pairs number 7 through 12, and they will be drawn first, playing the first leg at home on September 25th. On the other table, in front of Martins, we have the seeded teams, pairs 1 through 6, and they will play the return leg at home on September 28th. Please note that as of this stage of the competition, clubs from the same country are entering the draw. In order to safeguard that no teams from the same country will face each other, the computer will always place the club drawn at the appropriate position in the draw. This all will become very clear. We can now start with Roman. You shuffle, and let's pick the first unseeded team. It is the winner of game 7. So that would be the winner of Cantu Solnoki, and their potential opponents. Winner of game 3. This would be the winner of Larnaca versus Antwerp. So we already have the first double pair for qualification round 2. Let's continue. Roman, thank you. Winner of game 10. This would be the winner of Torun versus Minsk. And let's see what the next pair drawn will be. It is the winner of game 5. This would be the winner of Norrköping Dolphins versus Estudiantes. We continue. Winner of game 9. This would be the winner of the fixture between Šiauliai and Lukoil. And the next pair drawn this is the winner of game 6. It is the winner of Karhu Oradea, and they will face the winner of Shaulai Lukoil. Let's continue. We're halfway there. So it is the winner of game 8. This is Hapoel Tel Aviv versus Spiro Charleroi. And the next pair drawn is the winner of game 1, the Leicester Riders or Bakken Bears to play in that fixture. Let's continue. So the winner of game 11, this would be Porto or Nizhny Novgorod. Now, let's see if we need a computer. So it is the winner of game 4. This would be Dinamo Tbilisi or Aris, and they play the winner of Porto or Nizhny Novgorod. And finally, it is game 12, Pristina or Donald Groningen versus the winner of game 2. That would be Fribourg or Aftodor. Oops, there we go. So this now concludes the qualification round 2 draw, and we already have the pairs numbered 13 through 18, which will then be used for qualification round 3 draw. At this stage, we will now introduce the 6 new clubs that are entering the draw in qualification round 3. They are the seeded teams: Lietkabelis from Lithuania, Medi Bayreuth from Germany, Nanterre 92 from France, Pardubice from the Czech Republic, Sakarya from Turkey, and UCAM Murcia from Spain. The pots have now been changed, and we are ready to start. On this table, Roman will select a ball that represents a potential winner from qualification round 2, so the draw that we just completed, and they will be drawn first, playing the first game at home on October 1st. Then, Martins will select one of their opponents that will play the return leg at home on October 4th. Roman, let's start. So Roman will be drawing numbers, and Martins will be drawing names. So, the winner of game 18, one of Pristina, Donald Groningen, Fribourg or Aftodor, and they will face Sakarya from Turkey, their first participation in a European competition, so welcome to the Basketball Champions League to Sakarya. We continue, we have our first pairing. Once again, we always keep in mind the draw restrictions. We have to avoid clubs facing each other from the same country. So it is winner of game 15, one of Shaulai, Lukoil, Karhu or Oradea. And the next team to be drawn is Nanterre 92 from France. They also started the Basketball Champions League in the qualification round last year, reaching the round of 16. We have our second pair. Roman, please. It is the winner of game 16, one of Hapoel Tel Aviv, Spiro Charleroi, Leicester Riders or Bakken Bears. And the next team to be drawn is UCAM Murcia from Spain. They reached, of course, the Final Four this season, just a few months ago, reaching 3rd place. And they will face one of Hapoel Tel Aviv, Spiros Charleroi, Leicester Riders, or Bakken Bears. We're halfway there. Let's continue. Thank you very much, Roman. It is the winner of game 13, one of Cantu, Solnoki, AEK Larnaca, or Antwerp. The next team to be drawn it is Lietkabelis from Lithuania, 15th consecutive season in Europe for Lietkabelis. And they are in game 22. Let's continue. Game 17, one of Porto, Nizhny Novgorod, Tbilisi, or Aris, and they will face Pardubice. Newcomers to the Basketball Champions League, they finished 3rd recently in the Czech League. So they will play in game 23. And the last pair, winner of game 14, Toru, Smoky Minsk, Norrköping, and Estudiantes to face Medi Bayreuth. Potentially an interesting matchup. Let's remember this year, Medi Bayreuth and Estudiantes were in the same group during the regular season. So now they might meet each other in the last qualification round. So this concludes the last draw of the qualification rounds. We have 6 possible winners represented by numbers 19 through 24. I will not read, obviously, the entire line. They will be drawn next as part of the regular season draw. At this stage, I would like to thank you, both Roman and Martins, for your assistance. We are now ready to proceed with the regular season draw. It will, after 8 months of competition, lead to the pinnacle event of the Basketball Champions League, that is the Final Four. This is a good opportunity for me to take a break and for you to remember what happened in Athens just a couple of months ago.
We are in Athens, Greece. This is the Basketball Champions League Final Four. So now it's on to the final for Monaco. AEK, 2 wins away from adding to their famous history. And AEK win at 77-75. This is the Basketball Champions League final between Monaco and AEK.
He's going to pull off. He's going to shoot it. He's going to make it. Oh, punter gets in the lane and hits the shot. That's it, folks. Ball game. AEK have done the improbable. They have won 194 to lift the Basketball Champions League trophy.
Nice memories. So I would like now to welcome on stage Monsieur Arnaud Leproux from Le Mans, who just won the French League in a very impressive manner a few weeks ago. At this stage of the draw, we will be introducing the 26 clubs that have earned direct qualification to the regular season. They are separated into seeded and unseeded teams based on the recent results. The 12 seeded teams are AEK from Greece, Avellino from Italy, Bamberg from Germany, Banvit from Turkey, Besiktas also from Turkey, Ches Nimburg from the Czech Republic, Tenerife from Spain, MHP Riesen from Germany, Neptunas from Lithuania, PAOK from Greece, SIG Strasbourg from France, and Umana Reyer Venezia. The 14 unseeded teams are Anwil from Poland, BC Ostende from Belgium, Bonn from Germany, Eskişehir from Turkey, Fuenlabrada from Spain, Dijon from France, Hapoel Jerusalem from Israel, Le Mans from France, Petrol Olympia from Slovenia, Opava from the Czech Republic, Prometheus from Greece, Hapoel Holon from Israel, Ventspils from Latvia, and Virtus Bologna from Italy. We will now start the regular season draw by placing the teams in their respective groups, starting from the 6 teams that will advance from the qualification rounds that we just completed. The numbers, 1 second, they are placed in front of Arnaud, and they are represented by balls numbered 19 through 24, referring to the numbers that we just drew in qualification round 3. Once again, the computer will safeguard that no teams from the same country might face each other in the regular season. So Arnaud, let's begin. Now we are just drawing numbers. So the winner of game 21, so one of Hapoel Tel Aviv, Spiro Charleroi, Leicester Riders, Bakken Bears, or UCAM Murcia goes into Group A. Always going to the first available group. We shuffle and we choose the next qualifying round winners. It is game 20. So one of Shaolai, Lukoil, Karhu, Oradea, Nanterre 92. That potential winner goes to Group B. We continue. Winner of game 22, one of Cantu, Solnoki, AEK Larnaca, Antwerp, or Lietkabelis, and they are placed into Group C. Winner of game 24, so one of Torun, Smoky Minsk, Norrköping Dolphins, Estudiantes, or Medi Bayreuth, they go into Group D. 2 qualification round winners remaining. It will be the winner of game 23 between Porto, Nizhny, Tbilisi, Aris, and Pardubice. And by default, the last one, winner of game 19, Pristina, Groningen, Fribourg, Aftodor, and Sakarya, and they are placed into Group B. This now concludes the first part, and we are ready to move to the second part of the draw, where we will be placing the 12 seeded teams. According to the draw principles, a maximum of 3 seeded teams may be placed in each of the 4 groups. Arnaud will once again select the ball, and the computer will at this time dictate where it should be placed, safeguarding the country protection rule. So, we have the seeded teams. You have them on your screen. AEK, Banvit, Bamberg, Riesen, PAOK, Tenerife, Avellino, Besiktas, Chesnimburg, Neptunas, SIG Strasbourg, and Umana Reyer Venezia. Let's shuffle well, and let's begin. The first team drawn is MHP Riesen from Germany. They participated in the recent Final Four. It is their 3rd season in the Basketball Champions League, and they go to Group A. The next team drawn is Neptunas from Klaipėda, from Lithuania. Their 3rd participation into the Basketball Champions League. They have always made it to the playoffs, and they go to Group D, because as you can see in Group B there is potentially Šiauliai, in Group C there is potentially Lietkabelis, so by default the first available group is Group D for Neptunas. The computer does it much better than I try to explain it, but I hope you slowly understand the process. Let's shuffle. The next team drawn is Umana Reyer Venezia, their 3rd participation to the Basketball Champions League. They reached the Final Four in the inaugural season, and last year they won the FIBA Europe Cup. They go to Group B. We continue. Next team drawn is Brose Bamberg from Germany. They have won the 9 out of the last 13 titles in Germany, and we welcome them to the Basketball Champions League. They go to Group C. We continue. Next team drawn is PAOK from Greece. Also in their 3rd season in the Basketball Champions League. They have won a couple of European titles on their own. And they go to Group B, joining Umana Reyer Venezia. We continue. The next team is Banvit from Turkey. They were finalists in the first inaugural Final Four in Tenerife, and they will be going to Group A, joining MHP Riesen. The next team drawn is Czech Nymburk. 15 titles, the last 15 titles in the Czech Republic, and their 3rd season into the Basketball Champions League, and they go to Group C, joining Brose Bamberg. The next team drawn is Besiktas from Turkey, also in their 3rd season to the Basketball Champions League, always reaching the knockout stage. And Besiktas goes to Group D. 4 teams left. It is the title holders, AEK from Athens, also in their 3rd season to the Basketball Champions League, and they will join Brose Bamberg and Czech Nymburk in Group C. Iberostar Tenerife from Spain, the first title holders of the Basketball Champions League. They won it in our 1st season, and they will be going to Group B. SIG Strasbourg from France, also in their 3rd participation to the Basketball Champions League. They reached the quarterfinal last year, and they will be going to Group D. So, 1 team left. It should be Avellino, and it is Avellino, and there's 1 spot left for Avellino. That would be in Group A. So, this concludes the 2nd part of the draw, and the groups are already taking shape. You can already see some of the possible fixtures or old coaches meeting their new clubs. So, I would like to thank Arnaud for his participation. He can now return to his seat and observe in which group Le Mans will be placed. We now have the last spot of the 14 unseeded teams to place, and for this, I will ask to come on stage Mr. Andrej Simicek, representing Nymburk, the eternal champions of the Czech Republic, to join me. The last spot with the names of the 14 unseeded clubs is in front of Andrej, so let's shuffle and let's select. I will not ask you about Bamberg and AEK yet. So, the first team drawn is Dijon from France, newcomers to the Basketball Champions League, and we welcome them. And the available group for Dijon would be Group C, along with Bamberg, Nymburk, AEK, and 1 team coming from the qualification rounds. Let's continue. We shuffle well. There are a lot of balls in that pot. Next team drawn is Virtus Bologna, one of the most historic clubs in Europe. They have won 15 domestic titles, 2 EuroLeague titles, 4 Saporta, and 4 Courage Cups. So we welcome Virtus Bologna, and they are placed into Group D. We continue. The next team drawn is Ventspils from Latvia. They won the title in Latvia this year. It's their 10th for Latvia, and they go to Group A for Ventspils. We continue. Thank you, Andrej. Opava, your countrymen from the Czech Republic, making their debut into a European competition, and they go to Group B. We continue. Thank you very much. Next team drawn is Hapoel Jerusalem. They have won 2 titles in Israel, 1 Euro Cup, and they are a new arrival to the Basketball Champions League. And they go to Group C with Bamberg, Nîmes, AEK, Dijon, and 1 team from the qualification round. Let's continue. It should say, one second, it should say Hapoel Jerusalem, not Hapoel Holon. It was Hapoel Jerusalem. Yes, so okay. So, you see, this is why the computer is so magnificent. It does not allow me to make any mistake. So, Hapoel Jerusalem goes to Group C, and we continue the draw. Le Mans, recent champions of France. It's their 5th title, and they will be going to Group A to join MHP Riesen, Banvit, Avellino, and Ventspils. We continue. Olympia from Ljubljana, their 17th title this season, and they are placed into Group D with Neptunas, Besiktas, Strasbourg, and Bologna. And we continue. Anwil, recent champions of Poland, another newcomer to the Basketball Champions League. They will enter Group A. So that for the first group to be completed. Group A have 8 teams: MHP Riesen, Banvit, Avellino, Anwil, Le Mans, and Ventspils, along with 2 teams to join from the qualification rounds. We continue. Fuenlabrada from Spain, another newcomer to the competition, and they go to Group C with Bamberg, Nîmes, AEK, Hapoel Jerusalem, Dijon. We continue. The next team is Hapoel Holon from Israel. They are returning to the Basketball Champions League this season, and they will enter into Group B with Venezia, PAOK, Tenerife, and Opava. And we continue. It is Eskişehir from Turkey. They are a new entry to the Basketball Champions League, and they complete Group C, which is now full. Brose Bamberg, Ches Nîmes, AEK, Eskişehir, Fuenlabrada, Jerusalem, Dijon, and 1 team to come from the qualification round. The next team drawn is Bonn from Germany, also returning to the Basketball Champions League. They played in the regular season last year, and they complete Group B, which now has Umana Reyer Venezia, PAOK, Tenerife, Bonn, Hapoel Holon, Opava, and 2 teams to come from the qualification rounds. All we need now is to complete Group D. First with Prometheus, a newcomer from Greece, their first participation in Europe, and they go to Group D, along with hopefully the champions of Belgium. Ostende, they have won once again the champion in Belgium, 7th year in a row, and that completes Group D. So thank you very much, Andre. Good luck for the rest of the season. We can do a quick recap. Group A, MHP Riesen, Banvit, Avellino, Anwil, Le Mans, Ventspils, and 2 teams to come from the qualification round. Group B, Umana Reyer Venezia, PAOK, Tenerife, Bonn, Hapoel Holon, Opava, and 2 teams to come from the qualification round. Group C, Bamberg, Nymburk, AEK, Eskişehir, Fuenlabrada, Hapoel Jerusalem, Dijon, and one team to come from the qualification round. Same as with Group D, Neptunas, Besiktas, Strasbourg, Ostende, Prometheas, Olympia, Virtus Bologna, and one team to come from the qualification round. This concludes the draw for the regular season and brings today's activities to a conclusion. On behalf of everyone here at the House of Basketball, let me wish the best of luck to all the 56 clubs participating in the 2018-2018 season, and I'll now ask Dora to come on stage and complete the proceedings. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Komninos. Dear guests, thank you all for attending today's ceremony, and I'm wishing good luck to all the clubs for the upcoming season. Now, teams willing to meet their opponents can do so on the side here or upstairs. Once again, thank you very much for being here with us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Five minutes.